Hello Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Pokemon TCG Pocket video here on iStarly TV. And we got, I guess you would call it a surprise announcement today, a surprise trailer revealing the brand new set coming to TCG Pocket, and it's actually coming next week. So this is Shining Revelry, and kind of the selling point of this set is that there are shiny Pokemon in the set, and I know they've had shiny Pokemon in the TCG before. I'm not sure exactly how they do it, like, with the shiny cards, is it like there's a non-shiny version and a shiny version as well? And of course the shiny version is more rare? Or is it like, because they showed some examples, like they showed SHINY Charizard EX, they showed shiny Wiglet, for example. So like, is the only Wiglet card in the set shiny Wiglet, or is it there's the regular Wiglet, and then there's also a shiny version of that card, which is obviously rarer. So, I don't know. Either way, this is a fun gimmick that they're doing, because obviously shiny Pokemon are one of the most exciting things about Pokemon, and shiny hunting is a thing in the games, so this kind of brings that excitement to TCG Pocket. This is an interesting set too, because kind of two of the main cards that they focused on in the trailer are a brand new Charizard EX, as well as a Lucario EX. And there's several EXs in this set. I think I saw that there's about 9. I'll probably put them on screen here. But yeah, there's a lot of new EX Pokemon in this set. And honestly, they're all kind of basic looking in my opinion. They all have just like one, not all of them, but a lot of them have just one attack, whereas a lot of EX Pokemon have like a couple attacks or an ability and an attack. So it's kind of interesting to see, but there are some exciting Paldean Pokemon. There's Tinkaton EX, Clodisre EX, Wugtrio, I was going to say Wiglet, Wugtrio EX. And then we also saw a preview of a Sprigatito card, which means we're probably getting the Meowscarada line. I would not be surprised if that also means we're getting all of the starters from Paldea from Gen 9, so that'll be interesting. But there's also another Pikachu EX as well. There's really a lot to kind of look at here. I think I'll put like an image of all of these cards on the screen. Some of them might be difficult to see, obviously. Some of these are taken from the trailer, and when they're shown in the trailer, it's not like in full HD. It's just kind of like the card is moving, so it's hard to get a frame of it, or it's like in the background or something. So some of them it's hard to read, but let me know what you think about any of these cards, if any of them excite you. In all honesty, for me, there aren't too many cards here that are exciting for me, except the new supporters that they showed. There's Iono, which says each player shuffles the cards in their hand into their deck and then draws that many cards. That could be a really powerful effect, because there are situations where you might have a lot of cards in hand and you really don't need them. Like they're kind of just sitting in your hand doing nothing. And maybe your opponent has like 1 or 2 cards in hand, so you can kind of just get a reset. Of course, it's similar to something like Red Card, which we've had, which hasn't seen too much play. I think it sees a little bit of play in tournaments, but in like regular decks, it doesn't really see play because it's not always good. This is kind of like Red Card, but it also affects you. So like I said, there's situations where you might want to use this because you could benefit from it. There's also Red, which adds 20 damage to your Pokemon. It's kind of like Giovanni. However, it only does that if your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX Pokemon. So it's like a super Giovanni, but your opponent has to be an EX. So that can be kind of scary as well. Obviously that can be really strong, but you know, I don't know if this card, I mean, who knows if it'll be good. For my thought process is like, it feels like too many things need to line up. And what are the odds that you just need that exact 20 damage to knock out the enemy's EX Pokemon? I don't know. It could be good. There's also Tatsugiri with a full art, which I love. Tatsugiri is one of my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon personally, although it's not very strong, the card, and it does look like it's going to be reliant on having a Dondozo in play, so it looks like we're also getting Dondozo. Looks like we're getting a lot of Paldean Pokemon, and I don't know, is this a smaller set? Because we're getting a lot of Pokemon. I mean, given that they're showing Bibarel EX, Tinkaton EX, Clodisre EX, that means we're also getting all the Tinkaton evolutionary lines. We're getting the Clodisre and Paldean Wooper evolutionary line. That means we're also getting Bidoof. So, and then there's also a Beedrill EX, so that means we're getting probably another Weedle card and another Kakuna card. So there's just a lot to fit into this set. And I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion as well, just because, you know, I don't know, these EXs, they're like exciting, but also like some of them don't look that strong. So let me know in the comments how wrong I am about some of these. But what I was going to talk about is I've seen a lot of sentiment online from people who are, I guess you could say, a little bit disappointed maybe that we're getting a brand new set so soon after Triumphant Light. Triumphant Light was what, like a little under a month ago? And people are saying that it was not long enough ago. I know that sounds weird to say, like, oh, you know, this is too many new cards, right? Obviously new cards are exciting, but people are complaining that, and I'm just saying complaining like objectively, I'm not like criticizing them, but people are complaining that this is too soon. This is too fast. We're getting too many releases, because I think there's still planned to be, because I had expected, and most people had expected, there to be a big set coming at the end of April, but it looks like that's still happening, and we're getting this set too. So that's just, again, month after month, just a bunch of new cards, which of course is exciting, but you can recognize or understand from people's perspectives, maybe if they're free-to-play players, or even if they're not free-to-play players, even if they're spending some money, it can feel overwhelming. I mean, I do spend some money. I don't spend, like, I think for the previous set, I maybe spent like $5 for Triumphant Light, and then for Spacetime Smackdown, I didn't spend any money. When Genetic Apex came out, I did spend a lot, but not a lot. But anyways, my point is, I've spent a little bit of money, and even I don't own all the cards. And right now, I'm missing like Gallade EX, for example, from the previous set, but I don't have enough pack points, and obviously, I've been wanting to open Triumphant Light packs, so when I get my free pack a day, or my 2 free packs a day, because I have premium, I can't, or I don't want to open the Spacetime Smackdown for the chance of opening Gallade, because I want to open Triumphant Light because it's the newest set. So I understand where people are coming from. I'm personally not complaining about that. I'm just stating the fact that happens for me. But let me know in the comments what you think. Is this too many new cards at a time, or rather, is this too frequent of updates with new cards? I do kind of agree. Like, I was not expecting this at all. Like, this came out of nowhere. I don't know if anyone was expecting this, but they just dropped this trailer this morning and said, hey, look, new cards are coming next week. So I have no idea, or I had no idea that this was coming, and I was just expecting. Another thing was I was saving all of my hourglasses, and I was like, oh, cool. I stopped opening Triumphant Light packs with hourglasses. I'm only opening the 1 or 2 that you get per day. And I can save all my hourglasses for when the new set comes in April, the big set, so I can open a ton of packs then. And now that plan is thrown out the window, because now I'm going to be opening these for a few weeks, and then by the time we get to, you know, there's a lot of cards in this set, it looks like, so by the time we get to the newest set next month, I probably won't have any hourglasses unless I discipline myself and try not to open too many packs. So who knows what's going to happen. Let me know what you think about that. Do you agree that this is too many cards, or too many new sets, or are you fine with it? If you want to share if you spend money or not, if you're free to play and you're proud of it, you know, you can let us know that in the comments as well. And also, of course, most importantly, which of these brand new cards are you most excited for? For me, at the moment, this is going to sound, honestly, I think the Lucario EX is really strong. And one little card discussion point here is Lucario EX. I think you can play Lucario EX and Lucario in your deck. However, the problem with that is you can only play 2 Riolus. So you're going to play 2 Riolus, and then if you want to play 2 Lucario EX and 2 Lucario, obviously that's not going to work out really well, because then you only have 2 Riolus to work with out of your 4 Lucario cards. So I think if I'm saying that correctly, but either way, this Lucario EX looks really exciting. 150 HP for 3 energy, 3 fighting energy. It has Aura Sphere. It does 100 damage, and it does 30 to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So it requires a little bit of setup, but I'm excited for this one. And again, I think that would probably be the one I'm most excited for. The new Charizard looks strong. Giratina EX looks interesting, but it does 130 damage for 4 energy, and it does 20 damage to itself, so that could be a little scary. But it is cool that we are getting a Giratina EX, whereas we thought we were getting it last time and we didn't. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, please subscribe, and also please comment. I'm interested in seeing your thoughts about this. Have a great day.